What am I shaking it for?
I don't know.
It's your fault. Welcome to Cloud Dancer Speaks and the House of the Dragon. Talking about the dragon, she's very quiet. Shh.
I will be so cheeky if I
Oh, she's wonderful. And the best time when she's wonderful is when she's asleep.
talk about yourself.
Anyway, 2 more weeks to go. The countdown has begun, folks. News break, news flash. Flying saucers shot down over America. Aliens found alive and saucer was shot down, they died later. Now, that would be a good science fiction headline, don't you think? Well, it isn't a headline. Well, it isn't science fiction, that's for sure. I don't endorse many of these weird and wonderful stories, but this one, it has a tinge of truth about it. And I think, not all truth, they twisted some of it, but there is a tinge of truth there. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dark Raven one has put the article on site for you.
I'll put it on tonight.
Oh, it's going on tonight. Okay. After you've seen yours truly speaking to you at this moment. It's a wonderful day. It's bloody wet and cold. Yeah, isn't that, Charlie? But we don't care. Why? Because the Christmas spirit is with us. Now, spirit is what we are involved in here. This is what we want to know about. As I once said, a lot of people reckon they've seen ghosts and they feel ghosts, but what they're feeling is residue from a violent action that's occurred somewhere in the past. There are many spirits that roam this earth. No, they're not earthbound. They live here. It's their home. It just vibrates at a different frequency. And sometimes conditions are just right that we can actually see these beings. I mean, at the moment you're sat down watching me, and you might be sat down in the middle of a railway track for all I know. It's like, it's very difficult for me to explain this. It's like a world within a world. And they probably want to know whether you're real or not. That sounds weird, doesn't it? They probably want to know whether you're real or whether you're a figment of their imagination. But spirits belong to, some spirits belong to the earthly realm, for want of a better word. And they don't function in our world at all, period. They function in their own. It's like another dimension of this world. In actual fact, it's a fourth dimension. But I'm not going to go into that, otherwise we'll be here all day talking about the fourth dimension. As I told you before, the life force, the spirits, they do not have bodies. They do not need bodies unless those that are residing on different astral planes. But normally they don't need bodies. There's a demarcation line here somewhere. Probably Dark Raven One can explain it a lot better than I can. Like the Masters, the Immortals, they don't need bodies. They are pure energy, formless. In the ancient days, you used to call them the formless ones. But they can acquire bodies to appease who they are contacting. Like a child would probably see the particular spirit as an angel or a fairy. As he develops, he'll probably see it as someone gentler. And as we go on, you will take the image from your mind and change to that. In the Native American world, they come as animals. We have a few spirit animals here. And they appear as animals because that is what we're attuned to. If you're attuned to particular animals, they will come as those animals. They come to appease you, not to scare you. If you've got some humongous, massive, great spirit appear in front of you, with flashing teeth and red eyes, you would run for the hills. But if that same spirit came to you, say, as an angel, you would embrace it. Same spirit. And this is how the dark side can somehow influence you or try to get you off your journey's path. They can appear as something genteel. Puppy dog, a calf, a sheep. And when you're hooked in, they show their true form. So, how do we protect against these things? By being vigilant and protect your home. Do what incantations and spells that you know will cause a peaceful reunion. Ask spirits to guide and protect. Have your own coven guardian within the home to protect the home. All these things can be done. And you can rest assured it will be protected. Man is so vain he has to follow everything that's in his image. We are in God's image. No, we're not. God's in our image. Think about that. We create. The ancients and the Native Americans will tell you, we are the creators. How then are we the creators? Okay, we are the creators because we're talking on spirit level. We're not talking on physical level. I mean, I'm so full of faults and it's unbelievable. And sometimes I do get egoistic. Yeah, I do. Sometimes I get materialistic. I do. It's a fault. I'm trying to beat that fault. I just want to be able to communicate with everyone and be on par with everyone. This is a hell of a thing to do, because you've got to have fortitude, you've got to have patience, and above all you have to have love of yourself as well as your fellow man. Then it goes a step further of being close to spirit. To see spirit, to handle spirit. Sometimes it can be scary. There was once an incident where I was lying in bed and I was talking to Dark Raven One. And all of a sudden in front of me was this huge, humongous bear. His head looked friendly enough, but I saw his paws and those massive great claws. They're horrible. It scared the living crap out of me. And it showed that it meant me no harm, and it didn't mean Dark Raven One any harm. How did I see it? Could I see through it? Nope. It was solid as solid can be. And then it faded. Another time, there was a great big Persian on our bed. Oh, again, I was quite lucid. I was talking to Dark Raven One. I saw this cat on the bed. I thought, where the mother does that cat come from? I was okay with it until I put my hand down to stroke it, and my hand went through it. Now, she will verify this, because this was a real, there have been many other cases as well, but these were real things that were happening. It wasn't a trick of the light. It wasn't me hallucinating. They were solid. I didn't see through them like some ghostly apparition. I've been in places where I was suddenly switched off from where I am, and I see the past of what was happening. I'm not going to go into detail, but I saw the past of what was happening, and it was most scary. I thought I was losing my mind. So when they want to appear, believe it, they'll make sure that you see them. They have to lower their vibration right down, and you have to have yours fairly high. Then you sync. Once you go into sync, you'll see spirit, no problem. Man's funny because he thinks what he doesn't see doesn't exist. Can you see air? Can you see lightning? Oh yes, we can see lightning, we can see electricity, yeah. No, you can't. You can only see what electricity does. Can you see the wind? Can you see cosmic radiation? Can you see X-radiation? Infrared? None of these can you see, because it isn't in your spectrum. So it is with spirit. Until they want you to see them, then they'll bring their vibration and go in sync with you so that you could see. When I was a young fella, this used to scare the crap out of me. Seeing someone there that didn't speak, because it takes a lot of energy for them to materialize. And it used to scare the living hell out of me. And I used to get out of bed running to my parents. Parents said, go to bed, it's only a nightmare. It was no nightmare, I was awake. So you see, don't trust your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. Trust within your heart. If you do not reach out to these entities, they cannot connect. It's up to you to make the move, not up to the spirit to make the move. It's up to you. Now here we're great followers of Kuan Yin. We have seen Kuan Yin, we work with Kuan Yin, and she's kept me alive so far, so that's pretty good. There is one other story I would like to comment that Dark Raven won't put it on, but I'll voice it here. It's about a man in his 40s, 50s. He developed severe lung cancer, and he was given 9 months to live. So he thought, to hell with it, I'm not going to stay over here in America and have them butcher me and only have 9 months to live. I'm going back to my own country. I forget now where this country was. So off he toddles. The bottom line is, he used to get up when he wanted to get up, he ate when he wanted to. He potted about in the garden. Then he got adventurous and he redesigned a vineyard. Got a bit more adventurous and added a couple of rooms onto extensions onto the house. I think it was his brother's house, wasn't it, love?
Yeah.
That man is now 96 years old. He has no cancer. It's gone. No treatment whatsoever. No mysterious compounds, no radiation, no. It cleared. So a lot of our cancerous conditions are brought on by us and our environment that we live in. There is a place where people live well over their 100 years, and that place is Okinawa. And it's
18 minutes have passed.
okay. It is a known fact that in Okinawa people live longer than any other person in the world.
Plus thought has a lot to do with it.
Salt,
No, thought.
thought.
Yeah, like somebody who had cancer but he wasn't told he had cancer.
Oh yeah,
And he lived till he was 90 odd.
it's amazing.
And somebody who'd been told they got cancer was dead within the next 6 months.
Because it triggers fear,
Yeah.
and fear kills. Okay. Well, that looks like me boy has told me it's time to go home. Oh, I am home. For myself and Dark Raven One, we wish you all the love in the world. And remember, get out there, feel the Christmas spirit. Feel it. Become part of it. You become part of a thing and enjoy. Or you reject a thing and you're on your own. Okay, enough of my carrying on. My love to each one of you and my blessings. Dark Raven One, myself, and the boy. We're teasing him at the moment because he's done exceptionally well. When he does well, we tease him. I'll let her go back to sleep now. Namaste. I'm Shanti.